What's up, Nets fans? What's up, Nets fans? It's your boy, Mizzle. Yep, I'm by myself, Dolly. Shout out to Weech. He is on assignment. Y'all know the vibes. Y'all know what assignment is. Do y'all? Because I don't. I just say that. He's on assignment. That just means he's at work, man. You know what I mean? So he couldn't hold it down with me today. Shout out to Cousin Jeff. Shout out to Rem. Shout out to all the contributors. And shout out to my man Mike Ortiz, man. My man Mike Ortiz. You know we got to give him a shout out. You see the mics out. You know what time it is. That means, guys, don't forget to subscribe. That's right. Not only to the YouTube. Hit that like. Not only to do that, but subscribe to the podcast too. You know, if you want to just listen to us and you don't want to just watch us, you know, you could just do that, okay? Now that that's out the way, I know, guys, I had a last episode, I said tough teams with last or outlast tough times. I'm not switching up. There ain't no shame in my game. I know we lost 3 straight. There ain't no shame in my game. Okay? Because guess what? The 3 straight we lost. Was KD playing? No. Was Kyrie playing 2 of those games? No. So why would I trip? Why would you trip? You know what I mean? I see a lot of y'all on Twitter. I see a lot of y'all on Facebook. But let's get into the stuff before we do, because I got 5 games to cover, all right? So you see what I'm saying? Like last week, I only didn't see you guys for a week. I covered 5 games, right? Mike Ortiz, 5 games. This week, 5 games again. So listen, the Nets are having a lot of games. That's why you didn't see James Harden last night. Okay? I know y'all was like, oh, what happened? Back to back, man. Let's not ruin stuff in January. Let's not kill the guy's hamstring in January, all right? Let me get into some stuff. Intro, and then we recap, all right? Intro real quick. Since we last spoke, I know you guys know all this stuff already because you're Nets fans, but I'm doing my diligence, okay? Because we haven't talked since this happened, all right? Kyrie has been fined $25K for using profanity with a fan. If you guys didn't see that clip, it's a hilarious clip. It's a him and a fan heckling him. And then he just let them know that they are ungrateful. And that happened in Cleveland, so they fined Kyrie $25K for that. They also fined David Vanterpool. That's the Nets assistant coach, for interfering with the ball in the Wizards game that we're just about to get into. They fined him $10,000, and they fined the Nets 25 big ones, large ones, all right? And the last thing we have to update you guys about, Paul Millsap and the Nets are officially, mutually parting ways, all right? The Nets will find a suitable trade partner for Millsap. He wants more playing time. I don't know why. You are finished. Put a fork in him. He is done in this league, okay? No disrespect. You had a very nice career, Paul Millsap, and I was excited to have you. But you can't do anything anymore. You know what I mean? Maybe you could rebound here and there. You're undersized. You can't guard anybody. So find a team. Find whatever team that's going to let you play. They ain't going to win. So, you know, whatever. You feel me? My man Mike. He's laughing. Let's go. Let's get right to the recaps. Mike Ortiz, I might need you to help me out, because I might ask you a question, you know what I'm saying? And you let me know if I'm right, all right? I know that, my man Mike. Wizards, let's talk about that Wizards game. All right, like I said, I got 5 games, so I'm going to go through them quickly. We won the first 2, so I'll spend a little more time on those. Nets look good early, especially Kyrie. Kyrie was facilitating well as well as scoring. Dayron, of course, looked good. But his foul trouble kept him limited, guys. We got LaMarcus backing him up, but I'm going to talk about LaMarcus. James Harden struggled with a shot, but he started to go to the basket, which I like. When he's struggling with his shot, I don't want him to continue to stay with it. Go to that basket. The Nets played beautifully and blitzed the Wizards with a series of great plays led by Kyrie, Patty Mills, James Harden. James Harden has 7 assists, 1 turnover. Kyrie has 22 at the half. All of this is stuff that happened at the half. Second half, James Harden was too great. I'm not even going to say nothing. He wasn't too great. But this is when LaMarcus Aldridge, and shout out to my man Iron Eagle with the nickname La Automatic. I like it. He is La Automatic. Your man came through big time in that Wizards game. I believe he was just killing. I'm gonna get to the box score, but he looked good that Wizards game. We created a little bit of separation. We started doing our thing in the third quarter behind LaMarcus doing his thing, and Kyrie continued. And then in the fourth quarter, the same usual stuff. The Nets let them come back. Kuzma hits a three that brings them back within 1 point. Guys, that's when Coach Vanderpool interferes with a ball that's going to Kuzma. And they said it's out of bounds on them. And pretty much what happens is LaMarcus, man. It was LaMarcus. Kyrie, not too much at the end of the game. It was LaMarcus closing that game out. It was LaMarcus Aldridge, all right? He was that guy closing the things out in that game. He looked great. We got to shout him out. We got to shout out Kyrie, too. Kyrie looked awesome. I told you guys already. I alluded to it. James Harden didn't have too great of a game. The first half, he looked good. The first half, your boy looked good. But I can't say too much for the rest of the game. Now I'm looking for some box scores. Where do we have it here? All right. Let's get to the box scores from the Nets versus the Wizards game. Yes. There they go. Let's get into the box scores from that game. The Nets versus the Wizards. We won that game by 1 point, 119-118. Man, but let's talk about the guys that I was talking about. All right, let's talk a little Patty, right? Patty Mills, he had a nice one. 17 points, 6 of 10, 5 for 7 from downtown, 5 rebounds. That was beautiful. Well, let's talk a little Sharp. 14 points for Sharp. He was in foul trouble, like I told you. Only played 16 minutes. Still ends up with 14 and 6, 5 for 6 field goals. But let's talk about the two guys, all right? To me, the hooper of the night was LaMarcus, because he closed the game out. Kyrie had more points. Let's talk about Kyrie real quick. Kyrie, I know what time it is. I can't talk about Kyrie regular. We got to do the Kyrie. 30 big points for Kyrie, 13 of 23. Efficiency, 2 for 8 from downtown. He didn't have that 3 going as much as he needed it, but you know, he didn't need it too much because we still won. 3 rebounds, 7 assists. Kyrie had 7 big assists that game, and like I said, 30 big points. Kyrie was magnificent. Let's talk about the hooper of the night. The hooper of the night to me was LaMarcus Aldridge, only because it could have been Kyrie too, only because he closed that game out. We could have, in the beginning it was Kyrie, in the end it was LaMarcus. So LaMarcus had 27 big points, 32 minutes, 27 big points, 11 for 15. He only missed 4 shots. Man, La Automatic. 6 big rebounds. Of course, he didn't take any threes that game. 3 assists. LaMarcus was magnificent that game, and so was Kyrie. Let's get to the next game. Coach Vanderpool, chill out, man. Next time, we don't need that type of help, okay? We don't need that type of help. But maybe that day we did because we only won by 1. All right, let's talk about this Spurs game. Let's go. Let's move. We moving. All right, we're talking about the Spurs game. Kyrie sets the tone by scoring some quick buckets. It looked like Kyrie wasn't finished from Washington the other night, right? They run Sharp, a beast on the boards early. Offensive boards and defensive, keeps a lot of plays alive with his activity. All right, with his activity on the offensive boards, that man grabbed 7 early rebounds. Harden, let's go. This is when Harden bounces back. Harden begins to cook. The burst is there, the step backs are there, and he goes to the mid-range as well. Murray once again gives us some issues because we can't guard him. Nobody on our team could guard DeJounte Murray. Oh, man, he is such a nice young player. None of us had anything for him. Patty struggled against his old team. You know, it was his old team. They put the stuff on the monitor. Maybe they was trying to pull at his strings, you know what I'm saying? Try to make him cry, and he couldn't get the shots to fall that night. Blake comes in and plays well, and gives us some really good minutes. Gets another charge. Do you guys know that Blake Griffin is second in the league with charges drawn? Man, he doesn't even play that much, and he's second in the league behind Kyle Lowry. Great stuff. La Automatic was back to his scoring ways. Pretty close game at the half. They go up 1. The other team, Spurs. The Nets come out in the third on fire. James Harden was a complete maestro. Back to passing, rebounding, efficiently scoring, especially on that dunk. I know you guys remember that James. Yeah, I told you the burst was back. The burst was back. James Harden had a nice dunk. I forget who it was on, but man, James Harden, he had a bounce going into him. LaMarcus has another strong quarter in the third quarter and a strong game. We don't win this one without the scoring punch off the bench. We don't. Fourth quarter, we close them out with a double dosage of Kyrie and James Harden. They scored 26 of the Nets' 38 points in that final stanza. That game was magnificent, guys. I enjoyed that Spurs game. The guys look good. The story of that game to me was James Harden. James Harden had it going. And I'm going to talk about some numbers right now to let you guys know. Yes, let's get into them James Harden numbers. I mean, he was the hooper of the night, the hooper of the night, you know. Let's talk about him real quick. Another triple-double, 66th 30-point triple-double. I mean, this guy, 66 triple-double of his career, not 30-point triple. I was just saying he had a 30-point triple-double, but 66. James Harden. Let's talk about these numbers. 37 points for your boy, Jiggy James Harden, a.k.a. Smoke, a.k.a. The Beard. 11 big dimes. He was diming to everybody that day. 10 big rebounds. 4 for 8 from downtown. Sizzling. I love efficiency. That is 50%. Caliente. And 13 for 24 from the field. He was an efficiency monster that game. All right, let's do a little Kyrie and we out of here. The rest of the games we lost, so I'm gonna breeze through them. Okay, 24 for Kyrie. Irving, 24 nice points. 10 for 21. Just a shade under 50%. We'll take that. We love it. He was being aggressive. 3 for 6 from downtown. His 3 was going 50%. We love that. 3 rebounds and, like I said, 4 assists. Or I probably didn't say 4 assists, but he had 4 assists that game. We cannot forget about LaMarcus Aldridge. He had another nice one. 16 points off the bench. 22 minutes. 8 for 14. 16 and 7 rebounds with 2 assists. Guys, great stuff from those guys. All right. Great stuff from those guys. Let's get to the next game, which was the game against the Timberwolves. Oh boy, how much fun will this one be? All right, Kai was with us. He comes out hot. So Kai comes out, and I'm like, oh no, they ain't got nothing for Kai. It's gonna be a wrap. It's going to be a wrap. But then D'Lo and Anthony Edwards, those two guys came to play as well. Unfortunately for us, both teams shoot well in the second quarter. We cool off, but they didn't. Harden can't get his shot going this one. He can't get calls to go. What I don't like about Harden is when he doesn't get the calls, he just stops. You know, he just stops. So forget about defense, forget about whatever else is going on, forget about the loose ball. Harden just stops. I don't like that. I really don't. You know, I know you guys, the Harden fans, that's criticism that you're just gonna have to take. He has to be better with that. And maybe it was a hamstring issue that was messing with him. I don't know. When he doesn't get calls, he just stops. I don't like it. The Nets play horrible defense in the first and second quarter, and it continued in third and fourth. Kessler, Edwards, and Blake Griffin were the only bright spots along with Kyrie scoring. Harden looked bad in this game. He just looked bad. And the turnovers, he just kept turnovering the ball. They were mind-boggling and frustrating, all right? LaMarcus cools off this game a little bit from his hot shooting from the 2 games. It was too hot. The law of averages lets you know he was gonna be a little, gonna be a little cold. The story of this game was bad shooting, bad point guard play from James Harden with all those turnovers, and bad defense by the entire team. If you guys take a look at the team stats or the game cast, them boys let Minnesota's a good team, okay? They're a good team, but they should not be scoring 30 plus every single quarter. 30 plus every single quarter? Nah, they're not that good. They're not that good. To be scoring 30 plus every single quarter? No way. I'm going to talk to you about Kyrie, some of the stuff about Kyrie, Patty Mills, who also showed up, and then we're going to get out of here. I don't got time for this. Kyrie Irving, 30 points, 30 big points. He tried his best. 11 for 20, definitely was efficient. 3 for 8, could be more efficient from downtown. 6 rebounds, 5 assists. Kyrie had it going. We loved it. We love everything Kyrie did. Patty Mills, we love everything Kessler Edwards did too. Kessler Edwards has definitely been doing this thing. Shout out to him. We'll talk about him at the end a little bit. Not too much because we talked about him last week when Luigi was here. Luigi, to you guys, was here. 15 points for my man Kessler Edwards. 6 for 10, 3 for 7 from downtown. Efficient shooting night. What I like about Kessler Edwards is he's able to not just shoot the 3, but dribble the ball and shoot a little mid-range jumper, which I love, on top of him playing stellar defense, right? Let's talk about Patty Mills. 21 points, 8 for 15, nice shooting, 5 for 10 from downtown. Patty tried, but you can't. The Wolves had a 136, dude. 136. You cannot let a team score 136. I don't care if KD not there. You can't let a team score 136. Let me tell you about Harden. 13 points for Harden. 4 for 13. 1 for 4 from downtown. He facilitated well. But he had a ton of turnovers that I don't even see here on this box score, but I remember the game very, very well. I'm not spending too much more time on this game. Let's move on. But I'm not moving on to a better situation. I'm moving on to the Lakers game, which was a couple of nights ago at the Clays. Remember the Lakers, that's the first time the Lakers was getting Anthony Davis. Anthony Davis decided to come back against us. Great job. You know what I think it was? Is that the Lakers were so mad that we thrashed them over there at Crypto.com Arena. I was going to say Staples Center, but, I updated it. I think they came in with everything. They came in with that force. So the Nets start off decent behind excellent play from James Harden. Remember James Harden had a bad game against Minnesota? Not this game. He bounced back with it. Oh my goodness. It literally was a whole bunch of Lakers versus James Harden for a little bit. The rest of the team didn't give James Harden anything. They gave everything. You know what I mean? Kessler looked a bit overwhelmed trying to guard LeBron. LeBron and AD were cooking from the start. Alley-oop central. James Harden was the only one reliable on offense. Edwards and Cam just couldn't make their usual shots. Cam went 0 for 5 or something like that, I think. Harden was brilliant. He was brilliant. I'm not even gonna lie. The game before, you see, I call it spade and spade over here. The game before, he was horrible. But this game, he was brilliant. Facilitating, shooting, everything. Again, and once. Hitting his free throws. He was sensational. Lakers create separation. We make a spirited comeback in the third to cut it down to 2. We actually came back behind great play from Harden, Patty, LaMarcus, but the Nets get sloppy. The Nets get sloppy with the ball and some bad turnovers, lazy passes and ball handling. The Lakers took control of the game after that. I don't have too much for you guys beyond that. The Lakers just took I don't know if you guys, you were watching, you're Nets fans. LeBron stealing the ball left and right. LeBron was stealing the ball left and right and throwing alley-oop dunks and stealing the ball and dunking. We just looked bad, all right? I did not like how we closed out that game. I didn't like it. Let me read some numbers to you so we can move on because I'm already over time, all right? 33 big ones from James Harden. Another triple-double, so that would be his 67th or something like that. 33 big ones, 11 assists, 12 rebounds. He went 2 for 7 from downtown. But you got to know that he was going to be aggressive. 11 for 24, a little bit under 50%, but that's okay. That's okay. James Harden was only the only one. Patty Mills had some shades, 15 points, 3 for 9 from downtown. But James Harden was really the only one that gave everything that game. The story of that game was our guys couldn't shoot their regular shots. All right, let's get to the last game yesterday and then some closing thoughts because we were already overtime. All right, game yesterday. Listen. James Harden was a late scratch. I didn't even know he wasn't going to play, but thank God he didn't play, all right? He needs some rest. I know you guys want every game. You guys want to win every game, but he needed the rest, all right? He was a late scratch. The Nuggets come out on fire from the start. I thought we was going to get blown out. But thank God the Nets were able to weather the storm with LaMarcus, Cam, and Patty. Cam had a nice one last night, I'll tell you. They played really well in the second quarter, and we actually go up 11 at the half after they went up 11. So that's a 22-point swing. LaMarcus, Cam, Kessler, Blake, Bembry, those guys were the catalysts behind that second quarter. Third quarter, we had no answers for Austin Rivers. Austin Rivers of all people. We had no answers for him. He's shooting three, shooting the lights out. Okay, he had the gun with him. I don't know who let him in with the gun. There's supposed to be security, but he shot the whole building up. Okay, that was I said Doc Rivers, Austin Rivers. All right, Cousins gets thrown out of the game after playing well during Jokic's break. While Cousins plays, that's when I think we start to come back. But then Jokic comes back prematurely because Cousins gets kicked out, and that was the ball game for us. We make things interesting with 5 minutes left, being down only 3. But Jokic, Rivers, they put us away. That was the story of that game. I'll tell you some Cam stats, some LaMarcus stats, and we're going to move on because there's nothing to really spend too much time on there, okay? LaMarcus, 18 points yesterday, 7 for 16, 8 rebounds. LaMarcus looked great. LaMarcus looked great. Patty, let me not forget about Patty. Patty, 21 points, 6 of 12, 4 for 8. He tried. 3 rebounds, 6 assists from Patty, all right? And let's get to Cam Thomas, who was the hooper of the night, even though we lost. 25 big ones. 4 for 6 from downtown, including some stellar step-back three-pointers, man, that kept us in that game. 8 for 14, 1 assist, 1 rebound. That's all I got for him. All right, let's get to some closing thoughts, and let's get out of here. All right, I wanted to address the James Harden trade rumors. All right, we hear a lot of rumors about James Harden wanting out of Brooklyn for whatever reason. All right, I don't believe it. James Harden vehemently denied it, I believe, yesterday. Steve Nash denies it. Listen, on the Nets' behalf, I know they want James Harden back. He is a hell of a player and a heck of a point guard. He fits everything that we're trying to do. Kyrie can score. He can facilitate. You know what I mean? And KD could score. He can also score, right? So we all documented how good James Harden is. Guys, relax. This is all stuff that's coming around the trade deadline so that agents are doing things so that the money could go up. And I hear James Harden wanted $60 million. And come on, all right? Cut it out. I'm addressing these rumors right now. Listen, they're just rumors. Don't follow rumors, all right? James Harden is not going anywhere. We're going to get the deal done. Believe in Sean Marks is all I got to tell you guys. Don't worry about it, all right? James Harden isn't going anywhere. And if he does, guess what? We have his money. We cannot get good players with all that money. Relax. Y'all gotta relax, okay? Only thing I got else for you guys is you guys already know about the young guys, right? We talked about them last week. It's a tough road. Like I said before and last week, we're a tough team. We gonna be all right. This was our first week without KD. It was a rough one. But we're about to hit a tough West Coast trip. And we need everybody to be positive. We need Nets Nation to be, Nets World to be positive. We're gonna do this. We're gonna get back from that road trip positively. All right. I don't know if we win every game. I don't see us winning that Phoenix game. That's the one that I'm eyeing out. I'm pretty much looking at that Phoenix game. Don't expect to win that one, guys. If we do, yay, hooray. But we're gonna have a nice road trip, guys. Don't trip. All right. You see, I said trip twice. Feel me? I don't got no more time. I already went overtime. I'm talking by myself. All this time I'm talking by myself. Come on now. Guys, don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to follow us on IG. Follow us on Twitter and add us on Facebook. All right, guys. Shout out to all the guys. Shout out to Mike. Shout out to Weech. No chant today, guys. No chant today. I'm so sorry. Especially 3 games. No. All right. It's your boy Mizzle. I got nothing else for you guys. Don't forget to subscribe. I said that right. It's your boy Mizzle, and we out of here. Peace. Brooklyn.